So I'm in a slightly different recording environment because I'm making this video after the entire course has already been recorded and created and has been live for several weeks on Greater Commons. And I realized I needed to add a couple of new videos into this course. And so the main takeaway from this video is to do what works. Do what works. Do whatever you need to do to get your course created and to get it out there to the world. And so I'm going to present a very particular way of creating courses throughout this course. I'm going to show you how to use a certain screen recording software, a certain editing software. And after creating my course and having it out there for a couple of weeks and talking to a bunch of instructors, I realized that I need to convey to you that at the end of the day, even though I'm presenting this really particular way of creating a course, you need to do what works. So I talk about cameras, for example, and I recommend these different cameras. But if you just want to use a Logitech camera for your computer, that's great. Use that. I talk about screen recording software, and I have a particular piece of screen recording software which I like to use. But which is OBS. But if you want to use Camtasia, that's great. Use Camtasia. And I have reasons for the choices I have made. Like, for instance, with screen recording software, I stick with OBS because OBS to me is a more stable platform, and it also captures 4K resolution. Camtasia does not capture 4K resolution, and Camtasia, when I use it, occasionally crashes, which I don't like. So I avoid Camtasia. But if you're just going to capture it HD because you don't have that 4K monitor and you want to just use Camtasia because you're used to it and you don't want to go buy a $200 or $600 or $1,200 camera so you could get that awesome video and separate the recording of your screen video and audio from the recording of the instructor video and audio, which I separate those so I don't have to overtax my processor, my CPU on my computer, right, to make sure that everything gets captured well. If you just want to use Camtasia and use a Logitech camera on top of your computer, that is going to be great. And edit it in Camtasia, you could totally do it that way. So the main takeaway from this video is to do what works. Do what works. Do what works for you, whatever that is. I'm going to present like the high-end, what has evolved for me to be the absolute best practices for me after 20 years. But if you don't want to go out and use OBS and get a 4K monitor and get a separate camera, man, Camtasia with a Logitech webcam, totally fine. So let me show you that Logitech webcam so that you're aware of it. So I'm just going to pop open this and then go here and go to Logitech webcam, Amazon. We'll go there. And HD webcam C920. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Like this webcam right here for $62 and using Camtasia, you're going to do good enough. And this video right here, I am recording with Camtasia. I'm recording this with Camtasia. So I'm doing that just so you could see Camtasia, and hopefully this video that I'm recording right now will not crash when I'm done recording it. All right, so that's the main takeaway from this video. Do what works. Do what works. And I'm going to present a particular way of doing things, which for me is the best way of doing stuff. And whatever you need to do to get your videos recorded, just using a Logitech web camera and Camtasia, that's good enough. That's good enough. Just get it out there to the world. That's the most important thing.